I'm Dave.
Stevie.
I'm Dad.
And I'm Son.
Welcome to another episode of D&J Projects Wednesday Special.
So we're back. Back to reality. Back to work. So first things first, like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you're brand new, and follow us on Instagram. So, we've got some blue skies, we've got some clouds, we've got no sea, we've got no pool. We're proper back to reality, eh? Some of you may know, we've been on holiday. We went to Mallorca for the week. It was amazing, absolutely loved it. And thank you so much to everyone that's watched that video. It will be up there now if you haven't seen it already. Very much appreciate you watching that video, showing us love, as always, you always do. But we're back at work. My dad's gone to do her first grab of the day. I'm at theirs, ready to start some fencing. That is right, we are at my mum and dad's house today. Start to do some fencing, do the driveway. They've been here for a year now, and now they're starting to renovate, do a few things to the garden, get it to how they want it to be. So yeah, I thought I'd try something different today. We thought we would bring you along for this Monday, but then release it on the Wednesday, so you've not got to wait all week, because you should know how we do it by now. We film every single day, and we release that video on the Sunday. I'm trying it a little bit different. I'm going to film all day on the Monday, release that on the Wednesday, but then still film the week, ready for the end of the week video. You'll have to let us know how that goes. But, it's fencing. It's a right mix and match of fencing as well. We've got a 7-foot bay. We've got 2 6-foot bays. We've got 3 9-foot bays. What else have we got? I believe then we've got 2 8-foot bays, and that's just on the side. That is just on the side. And then when we get to the front, it's going to be composite fencing. What is composite fencing, you may be asking? I'll show you what composite fencing is. You see this? This is composite fencing. The posts and the gravel boards, everything's normal. Same materials. But then the fencing is plastic. And they slot into each other. So that will be very interesting to show you how that process works. Because as you can see, me and my dad have done this one before. It's not quite finished yet, as you can see. So don't worry about the weeds and stuff like that. It's a work in progress. All of this, it's coming up. It's getting ripped up. All of that will be gone. This is all going to be tarmacked over, I believe. And then possibly, if my mum gets her own way, resin. But this is the fencing. These are add-ons. This is just trellis, a metal trellis, just for a little bit of a feature, so you can still see down. And you get on with the neighbours, so talk to the neighbours, right? Don't want to block them off. But that is composite fencing. Composite gates as well. This is from the back. This is from the front. So that's composite gates. Quite nice. You like that? I do. Composite fencing, dropping all the way down. And that's what's going to be happening there and there. This is all coming out. It's a massive job. This is all coming out. It's going to be all smoothed over, levelled, tarmacked, resined, curvy steps. Oh, it's going to be the works, the shizzle, as my dad says. But first, I've got to start clearing some room for that fencing down that side. Oh, and also, someone asked a question on Instagram, what cars do we drive? Well, this is my dad's and my mum's. A lovely BMW 330i with a lovely private number plate. You know my dad likes his number plates if you've been watching the videos. I'll just show you from the front, and that's it from the front. Very nice. I'll show you my car a little bit later in this video or in Sunday's video. So look forward to that. But let me show you what we're working with today. Right. See that fencing bay up there? That one there? Well, that is carrying on here. It's going to be a 7-foot bay there, a 6-foot bay, a 6-foot bay. There's going to be a tiny little offcut there, like a 4-foot bay, but we're going to sort that out once we get to that a little bit later down the line. It's going to be a little bit awkward up here as well, because we're trying to put the fence in. Obviously returning off there, working all our way down behind this wall. So we've got to get rid of all of this out of the way, and we're working in a line down there. This wall isn't exactly straight, so we're going to do our best to get it straight. My dad's already said we're just going to follow the contour of the wall. We could go in a straight line, but then there might be a void behind. Don't really want that void, so we're just going to follow the line of the wall. If the wall goes ever so slightly like this, exaggeration obviously, then we'll just stick to the line of the wall. But you're going to follow us along on this journey all week. This video on Wednesday, the rest of the week on Sunday. So let me get all of this cleared, because there's quite a bit down there. I need to get all of that out of the way for the fencing, and I need to crack on, stop filming and get something done. I'm going to have to move the car because it's just in the way. I sort of need this wall because of the stuff that is piled up down the side of the house. I need to put it at this side of the house, and I ain't scratching that, so I need to get this gone. See, I might have gone to my your car, but I still know how to do the little clickies. Now I've got room, I can start putting this sort of stuff down there out the way, because there's a lot. I weren't lying. You can also see why the fencing is getting replaced. It's actually next doors, but you should know by now. It's D&J Projects. We don't mind chipping in. Just in the distance there is a van. A D&J Projects van. And that'll be because the main man Taff has arrived to help us with this awkward fencing. Well, I'm sure he'll be all right. We just got to take it a little bit easier up there, because it's not the widest space, as you can see.
I'm not the thinnest.
So we're just going to get this bit done, get this first bay in. Dig, as you should know by now, use the marker, yellow level, 6 foot across, dig a hole, gravel board, panel, post, and then that'll be a bay. I just need to find out off my dad, because we didn't put this fence up, if he wants it to be the same, post a little bit high. Does he want the panel to start at the top of the post, or does he want it to continue where the panel went last time? So I'm going to ring him now and find out and see where this bay is going. So there we have our first bay. These panels won't be staying, by the way, because that's a feather edge panel. Quite an old feather edge panel, I must say. And my dad and mum are having tongue and groove panels, which are these. So that we're just using that for reference, basically, because Jamie will have to make those panels. But basically, that's our first bay. And you can see the skyscraper up there, but don't worry too much about that. You see our post, how it fits right up to the shoulder. This panel is going to fit to the shoulder of that post there, because all of them are getting lifted up. Like I said, we didn't install this fencing, and it's probably sank over time. So what's going to happen, that gravel board down there and that panel are going to be lifted ever so slightly to the tops of these posts. So they'll all line up to that post and then naturally step down. These two bays are going to step down again, and then we'll start working onto that bit down there. It's going to be awkward down there, not going to lie. At least that bay's in. I'll set you up for a time lapse and we'll start cracking on with this next one. It's getting a little bit tight down there as well, because I don't know if you can see the wall tapers in. So it's getting tight, but we'll get it done.
How could you ever love me? You don't even see me. I'm hanging around, wasting time, hoping that you drop by. And I don't pretend to know what you want. I don't even know where to start, but I'm willing to try.
So there we have that bay. Now that's a lot bigger of a drop than I was intending to do, because my dad's wanted to go at 7 foot to 6 foot. But that's a 15-inch drop there, and we don't really want to do that. So what we're going to do, that old gravel board that's over there, we're going to cut it in half, pretty much, lay it underneath that gravel board, put that gravel board back on top, that panel back on top, and then that gap will go back to roughly a foot. There's always going to be around about a foot's drop, because that's going from 7 to 6. but we don't really want 15 inches, do we, Taff?
Oh no, definitely not. Too much.
Too much. So what we're going to do, cut that gravel board with that steel saw right there and get that bay installed. We've just cut through this gravel board, nice and lovely, nice and straight. Oh my God, what is that? You do not want to be seeing that when you've spent all that time putting that nice straight line. It's an old gravel board. It was standing up at those panels for God knows how long. So it's obviously just weakened. There's another crack here actually.
2 cracks in its
Oh, and there. So who knows, it might have not been any good anyway. But just spent 10 minutes cutting it in a nice line, me and Taff have. And then it snapped on the last bit just up there when Taff was just doing that final cut. What can you do, eh? But where there's a will, there's a way. We'll get another gravel board cut. Look who's here! He's arrived! The wall's coming down. All of that's coming down like I mentioned earlier. We're starting now, so Blake and my dad are just concentrating on this bit here. Me and Taff are in the back trying to sort out that fencing. I'll just show you it right now. It ain't been easy. It has not been easy, I'm not going to lie to you. It has been hard. We've got 2 bays in now. Don't worry about the difference in colouring panels and stuff like that, because that don't matter, because they're all coming out anyway. We've got the 7-foot bay in. We've got the 6-foot bay in. To eye, because there's a gravel board underneath as well, but to the eye, it's at 6 foot. This is going to be absolutely, and it's just going to be a nightmare. No two ways about this. It's got so tight, you can see where the wall tapers in. Just enough room for these spoons. Start digging a hole with that guttering and that asbestos up there. That might be a problem, but 2 bays are in and it ain't been easier. So we're going to carry on cracking on and trying to get this bay in. Whoa, me and Taff aren't the only ones that have been busy. Looks like Blake and my dad have been busy as well. It looks like they're having to be careful about them wires. We don't want to be getting no wires loose, definitely not. So me and Taff have been busy, like you know. 1 bay, 2 bays, 3rd bay is currently a work in progress. 1 gravel board, 2 gravel boards. It's more of a 6-inch gravel board. Had to cut this down because this is only 65.5 inches. That is going to be a custom panel, but I'm going to leave that up to my dad, see what he wants to do with that. And instead of cutting one of them panels and putting it in, that panel's just going to be a waste because we're never going to use that again because it's going to be coming out in the next few days. We don't really want to have to waste a panel just for that. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the post in. We're going to make sure it's nice and plumb, and when it's plumb, we'll make sure that the height is enough for 5 foot to finish right at the collar, like we always do. Like, you should know that by now. 1 there, 1 there. Not like that. And as long as it's plumb, and as long as it's 5 foot tall to the collar, that should be nice and perfect for us just to set that post. It's always a gamble putting a post in. I do not like to do fencing like that. I like to do gravel board, panel, post. But we don't want to waste a post. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, yeah, again.
He's caught me again, look at him.
That camera, you want to get some work from.
He's got an 8-foot post carrying it, and I've got this iPhone 12 Pro in my hand, so I'm obviously doing the harder work. There she is. And there she is. Lovely and level. Posts are in, that's set in now. Gravel boards. We've took this one out just to lift this gravel board up a little bit so it all matched. So that's going to be a custom panel. Then my dad's going to figure out what he wants to do with that. And you can see how this is a breeze block wall that runs all the way down. Obviously we've got to clear all this out of the way, so we're going to do that. And as you can see, that is about to fall over on us, so we need to get that out of the way as well. But rather than touch this breeze block wall, because as you can see just through there it's retaining next door's driveway, we're not going to mess around with this. Our post is pretty much going to go as close as possible to that, running all the way down. It's almost in a pretty good straight line anyway, so we're going to get our panels and our gravel boards as close up to this as we can. This wall is 3.5 foot tall. Our gravel boards are going 4 foot tall. So we're going to have 4 gravel boards literally on top of each other. and then we're going to have a 3-foot panel, and then we're going to have a 2-foot trellis here. So that this next door neighbour can still have a little bit of light, because you can see that she used to have the light, because this used to be an old carport for next door. So we're going to let this keep that light. I think my dad's gone now in the grab. Me, Taff and Blake are just about to have some lunch. I'll go see what Blake's done on the front, because not seen it for a while, so let's see what it's looking like. If my dad's gone, there must be a full grab's worth tuck, so we'll have a look. It's going to be loud because of the breaker as well. Oi! It's been busy. It has been busy. Sorry for it being dead loud as well, but oh, my mum not recognise this when she gets back. Let's have some lunch and then we'll crack on after. Oh, I may as well show you from this side as well. It's coming on. You see that composite fencing over there as well? That's what's happening here and then all the way down there, hence why the wall's coming down. And then I believe there'll be a block border, like an edging, all the way round. I believe anyway. My dad will confirm this when he's back. And then all of this will be tarmac. It's obviously hardcore tarmac to everything. Certain levels it might have to slope down a little bit, because obviously, as you can see, we're on a hill. And then this is all going to be tarmacked, and then I believe it's going to be resined. So it's going to look absolutely spot on. I know this is a Wednesday video, so hopefully you'll keep coming back, because this is going to be a 2-weeker, a 3-weeker. It's not a small job, this one, but it's at my mum and dad's house, and my mum's been wanting this done for a long time. And obviously, as you should know by now, we're always sorting out everyone else's gardens, but sometimes you've got to look after yourself. So let's get some lunch and crack on after. Ain't gonna take much to get that done, as you can see. And down it comes. We'll start putting this first bay in. It ain't gonna be fast though. Anyone that's put 12-foot posts in with 4 gravel boards standing on each other, you know it's not a fast progress. Fencing's down.
Guys, this on top of in your barrel?
Yeah, started to dig a hole. It's just clay. Gonna try and get these down 3 foot. We shall see, and I'll keep you updated. Boy, cleared some of this mess now, as you've already seen. Fencing's down again, as you've already seen, and the first 12-foot post is in. It's massive, absolutely massive. It's 3 foot in the ground. Now, what is happening? Rather than put the gravel boards and the panel in, we're digging the hole. The reason we're doing that is because we don't want to make it any more awkward than it needs to be. Because if we're to put those gravel boards in that panel in our way and then have to dig a hole, chances are that gravel board and that panel is going to be in our way, and we're probably going to hit it with the bar. So dig the hole and then we'll start putting some gravels and a panel, and I'll show you us stacking those gravels and putting that panel on. Second hole, dug down, 3 foot deep again. Now it's time for some gravel boards. I don't know if you can see me, but it's as simple as that. We'll get this next one on and I'll show you what the levels are looking like. So there's 4 gravel boards and a panel. I'll just show you the level from on top. There we go. Nice and level. Now it's about just getting a post in. So let's get that post in. There's that post. 4 gravel boards and 5 foot panel. We're just using that 5 foot panel for reference because you've got a 3 foot panel and a 2 foot trellis, but the trellis isn't made yet, neither are the panels because they're tongue and groove like those ones up there. So for reference, we've just got a 5 foot panel and slotted it in right there. 6 foot level as our guide. That's where our next post is going. So that's where our next hole needs to be dug. So let's get on with it. I think we'll get one more bay in for today, and that might conclude today's video. As Taff just mentioned, it's 4 o'clock already. It's been a crazy one today. It was so awkward down there where those other fence panels were going. They're gonna get delivered as well today anyway, so we'll get them in for this video. Hopefully get one more bay in using these 12-foot posts. So let's talk more action. And that is it's actually 9-foot bays actually, because it's a 5-foot and 4 gravel boards. I keep saying 12 foots because of the 12-foot posts, but there's 2 bays. I'll just show you from the neighbour's side. That is it from the neighbour's side. Not too tall for them. Like I say, there's going to be trellis down to here anyway, so if she was ever worried about getting some light into the house, she ain't got to worry no more because there's going to be trellis. Right.
What size is that, Taff?
Let's take this panel out, which is a 6x6, and get that tongue and groove in, which is 6x6. It's going to be a little bit awkward. You good, mate?
To me, Blake.
Watch yourself, yeah?
Put you down on top platform, Blake, and then I'll get off. So. Yeah, Steve, I've got the back end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready?
Fernando, you're alright, lads.
Find out, mate.
Find out, I'm a conservative.
You might just want to make sure if Blake falls back, catch him.
No chance. 160. Yep.
I'm in.
Yeah. Next 6-foot one, yeah? Oh.
It's not 6 foot, is it? What have you said it is?
5 foot next one, isn't it?
58.
58.
2 feet, 1 6 foot wide, 58 inches tall. That's one in.
Cut out, mate, you're going with it. You ready, Snake? You good? Put your hand in. Sorry, Dad. You got it, Dad?
So there we have the tongue and groove panels. Sitting very nice. I noticed on the last clip there was a gap there, so I've sorted it out. This is that custom panel that was there that needed to be done. So what we've done, we've customised the gravel board and then customised the tongue and groove panel that Jamie's done. And as you can see now, the doggies are out. They've not been able to come out all day really. A couple toilet breaks, but not too much. As you can see, there's a 12-foot bay. I say 12 foot, it's not 12 foot, sorry, 12-foot post bay. Oh, having a quick wee, mate. There's 2 bays, all ready for tomorrow morning. I hope you've enjoyed this weekly Wednesday special. Something a little bit different, filming on a Monday for you. We've enjoyed it. Obviously, hopefully you'll come back for Sunday's video to see a lot more progress on this job, because we'll be doing some composite fencing in that video. So hopefully you come back. Remember, like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you're brand new, and follow us on Instagram. We'll see you on Sunday.